welcome to the Playback Podcast presented by Car, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristen, and Julie, and we got Nate over here.
Woohoo! Woo-woo. Is that exciting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it.
You were really excited.
Sometimes you just stare at me when I say, and we have Nate over here, and you're just like,
Yeah.
Blink.
so it's kind of nice when you.
That just means today I'll probably talk.
Oh,
Can you believe
Wow.
get excited. Where were you at this weekend?
Nowhere.
Well, there we go. Where were you at this weekend?
I was in Columbus, Ohio.
Ooh, nice. What about you?
I was in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You guys, I forget every time. I'm already thinking about this weekend, and yeah, I directed my first show.
Whoa.
So
it was a
proud.
great time.
Bam.
Lots of cheese, you know.
Yes,
Saw the
Wisconsin,
cheese picture.
the cheese head.
Wisconsin.
They had
Wait,
like a
can
cheese
we,
hat.
Can we put in the video of Nurka loading out the truck with a cheese head on?
$5 at Bob's. Spin on it?
I was very excited. I put it in the tally bag, and then when I got here on Monday, I made everyone gather around as I unzipped it, and the cheese hat was just in there.
It's
and
beautiful.
they thought I was crazy, but it's upstairs if anyone wants to put it on.
Yeah, maybe you should wear it next episode.
We'll see.
I popped over to Escondido on Saturday for DAC Saturday, so I didn't get to see Friday or Sunday performances, but I love popping by shows. It's my favorite thing. I really do.
Popping by.
Yeah. So we're just gonna hop right into it. We had 7 shows over this past weekend, so lots to cover.
No, we had 8 shows.
Yeah, I feel like there was more.
Really?
we
Yeah,
had
we
8
had
shows because
We had 9.
I
Whoa.
just
If
I-
you count.
No, we had
1, 2,
8
3,
total.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have to count Ultra.
Oh,
So that's 9.
9.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
We are doing it,
We're
guys. We are
in it.
We're in it. Who wants to start?
I would love to start.
Okay.
Okay, literally first segment of my first solo show, had a level promotion. I was watching her. I was about to come up to the table and I was like, wow, this girl's so good. I was like, I don't even know what level is performing right now, and she's incredible. She was doing back handspring, back layout, fulls across the stage. It was Hey Pachuco. It was act number 39. And then I receive a text from my tallier, level promotion for sure. And I was like, yeah, I see it. And then I walk up to the table, level promotion comes through on the computer. And I look down at the judges and they all look at me and they're like, mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, here we go. The teacher actually wasn't there, so I had to give her a phone call. I texted her and she called me right away, and she was very appreciative. And she was like, absolutely. We were on the cusp, like, is she rising? Is she elite? We're not really sure. And she was like, no, this is great. So then it automatically bumped up her solo and her duet with her duet partner. So then they came back on Sunday and re-performed. She is crazy. Her name's Rylan Rose. What a
Ooh,
name.
Good name.
Yeah, I was obsessed with her. Super strong dancer. Like, you see when she hits her poses, like you see all those muscles in her back and like chest and arms. And I'm just like, wow, 9 to 11 too.
Wow.
Like
Work.
9 to 11, or was she 6 to 8? I forget.
Young.
Either way.
Young.
was young.
Yeah.
And a beast. It was only her 3rd year dancing.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Like, I can't. What the heck? She was level promoted, and then she ended up winning 1st overall in her division for both her solo and her duet trio,
Wow.
and won the highest scoring finalist for Dancer of the Year.
Whoa. Get it?
Yes.
Period.
I popped over, like I said, to Rainbow Escondido, and I'm so sad that I did not see this dance in person. So yesterday I was going through all of our results, and I saw this 1st overall Elite Stars small group 15 to 19. It was so good. It was Act 424, The Last Supper, from Carlsbad Performing Arts Academy. So first, you have like this huge prop situation, and I didn't know what to expect. They have these dresses on, so I'm picturing like almost like more of a lyrical contemporary. It was so stylized. Their prop use was so good. At one point they like break apart the table, they bring it back together. Their focus was entirely on the chair, like essentially where I'm assuming Jesus would be sitting, and their whole focal point was that chair for like the entire performance. So even when they're like back doing all their stuff, there's at least a couple people that are so visually connected to the chair that it was just such a cool use of a prop. And then the moving in slow motion with the props. There's a moment where they're holding the table and they're walking with the table, and the girl's on top of the table, and like it literally looked like she was walking on water. It was so cool. And then at one point, like towards the end of the dance, there's someone hiding underneath the table and everyone else is crowded around the table, and you just see the chair like tipping in slow motion, but you can't see the hands of the girl doing it, so it just looks like it's like this supernatural. What? It was so cool, you guys. I'm like really mad that I didn't get to see it in person. So it was just a super intense routine, and it was so good, and I wish I could have seen it in person. So I highly recommend going and watching the full performance because I was so impressed, and yeah, I wish I saw it in person. So congrats to Carlsbad Performing Arts Academy. They got first overall with it, rightfully so. It was just such a cool use of prop in their choreography, and every single dancer was so connected and like really committed to the overall performance, and I think that's what made it work.
My first one is from Jordan Center Dance. The dancer was Reese. It was Act 117. It was called Sunday Kind of Love. Automatically, like, this song is so good. I love whenever like someone uses like I feel like it's a typical competition song, but then not. Just like Unchained Melody. Like it's that older, like I don't know, the vibe is just so different from like normal competition music, and like I love when someone uses it, and she was just absolutely stunning. She ended up getting second overall. Also shout out to the girl that got first overall because she was absolutely insane. Her name was Trinity. Both of them stunning. The whole elite 15 to 19 was crazy in Ohio, so all of them amazing job. But yeah, Reese was just so beautiful. I think she matched the music so well because that song is so soft and so beautiful, but then she had so much strength in her too while matching the music, and she was just stunning. She had like a black costume. I think she had like a red hair piece or something. It was very pretty, and she was just absolutely beautiful. And I was watching side stage. I was like filming on someone's camera, and I was like just watching her like oh my god. Yeah. So good.
I was nowhere, as you guys know, but
Nowhere.
I did watch a bunch of dances, watch a bunch of group dances. You know, for me, it's not so easy to tell how much I would actually like something if I'm not there, because I'm not a dancer and everything is visual for me. Yeah. A lot of studios will tell me what they think I will think is the coolest one for social media purposes. And even though it didn't win first, Marissa did tell me that she thinks I would like this one, and I'm going to have to ask her why, because I did watch them all, and I do like this one the best. Okay. It's called Biblical, Act 367. And I like when a group dance, and you guys could help me, I don't like when they're all like different things are going on. Okay? And sometimes those win, and I'm like, I get it, but too many things.
That too much. Where you're like, it's just chaos a little bit.
At most, like I want two things happening.
I feel that.
Okay.
I like that.
And this
too.
one, ideally, I like when everything is one scene. Yeah. And I like a lot of rolling. Mm-hmm. I like a lot of like everyone's in sync. I hope, or I wish, I don't know if I'll get to actually like see it in person and film it. I know Marissa, she does a lot of like flowy dress stuff. Not my thing, but I'm just telling you, Marissa. But I like a lot of her stuff, and this one is cool. And she thought I would like it, and I do like it. Yeah. And you guys are watching it this whole time I'm talking, so you'll know what I'm saying.
I get what you mean, though. I feel like when it's a huge group dance and they're all doing the exact same thing, it makes it feel more powerful in some way, versus like it breaks up the energy if there's like three different things happening. But if it's all together, then it's like
it's intense.
Yes.
I love a good like break apart, and then chorus, like almost like a dance break. Like I love that. Like I like when there's different things happening so it doesn't stay monotonous. But yeah, when it's too much, like there's front, and then there's on the floor, and then there's in the back partnering, and then there's a lift, and you're like, wait, I can't enjoy all of these moments because so much is happening. So yeah, I agree.
And I always assume like you're trying to hide imperfections in all your chaos. That's what I always think when everybody's doing like the same thing, or I'm aware like what everyone's trying to do, and they nail it. I think, oh, that's a great job.
This one was actually chosen by one of our MCs, Gabby, in Dallas, and I watched the video, and it was wonderful to watch. It was Act 464, Time is Also a Place, from the dance movement. The movement quality from the get-go was awesome to me. They were wearing almost like a carpenter style suit moment. Not like suit, but like it's like a one-piece cargo-y moment with socks. And there was one part that really got me where they were like doing the little with their feet all together, you know?
Okay.
And they were all together. And it was so cool how they moved across the stage doing that. It was so simple, but it captured me. I was very excited about it. It was so different than what you would see versus doing like a tombe pas de bourrée like moment across the stage. It was so simple and so cool, I guess. I don't know. I really liked it. They all accentuated each other very well across the stage and across through their movement. I see why she liked that routine just based on her as a person, and I liked it too, so I appreciated it.
I want to talk about from Rainbow, Indianapolis, Act 353, Jolene from Tippy Toes School of Dance. They received first overall Elite Stars Trio 15 to 19. So first off, this was, I think it's pentatonics, but it was like a different version of Jolene. It was kind of like a broken down rustic version, if you would want to call it that. And the choreography was just so stylized. I loved it. I feel like if I was at that competition, that's the dance that I would have remembered because it just is so different. They were wearing like these cute little blue dresses, and the best way I could describe it is I felt like they were frolicking across the stage. Like you could tell they were having fun, and yes, they had the technique, but it was very much like, you'll see there's like a moment where they kind of get a breakdown and they're like clapping, and it was very joyful. Cute. Considering what the song is actually about. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I kind of liked that it was like, it was just cool how they did it. I really liked it. It was very different. The girls were great. It was just three girls killing it. They had beautiful lines, but then that's what I liked about it is they had their lines and then they'd break out into like this clapping, like banjo kind of vibe. And it was just so cool. So you guys had such a cool style that I think really was a standout. So congrats. You guys obviously won first overall, rightfully so. And yeah, I'm excited to kind of peek into what the studio has to offer because I feel like I want to see more. So congrats.
Is from Dance Elite Performance Academy. This was Layla. Her solo was titled The Never Ending Story. Okay, this is going to be wild for me. It was a spoken word.
Whoa.
I know I'm a little like iffy on the spoken word sometimes, but she was just so stunning. She just sold it so well. And I've never honestly heard this track before. Like, you know, you hear kind of the same spoken words. Like, I don't know if like they recorded this on their own for her. I don't know. I've never heard it before, but it was stunning. And it was basically talking about like this child who goes through life and then like finds her passion through dance and movement and stuff like that. And so that was like almost like she was, or someone was talking about her and then she was like dancing to it. It was stunning. She had this long red flowy dress, and one of my favorite things, and I feel like the reason I remember this most is I could hear her breath the entire time, like as she was going through it, and like the music would like die out and she would have like a breathy moment. And I love when you can like hear the dancers like breathing. I don't know why breath work is just like it's so cool. Beautiful to me. Yeah, stunning, especially with that. Like the song was intense, so then like hearing her like breathe in it was like, I don't know, elevated like the intensity a little bit. I don't know, but she was just so stunning. This entire studio, one of their last pieces, Matthew, one of our judges, gave them a power performance, and he was just kind of saying like overall like that studio in general just has something you can't really teach kids. And it's like just the quality of like you want to be on stage. We were talking about this kind of a little bit last week where like there'll be like 2 or 3 kids in your studio that look like they really want to be there. They'll always be in front. Right. And then everyone else is like having a good time, but like you can tell the difference. But it was this whole studio. I have this really cool moment. I was filming in the wing, and it was that dance, and they have this ending of their hip hop dance where they're like dancing and the music kind of cuts out and they're like, hey, they're like vocalizing, and then they start walking off stage, and then you hear the siren and they all run past me and they're screaming, and it was a really cool video moment. But yeah, that whole studio, the entire weekend, everyone was in it. Everyone was so excited to be there. And I feel like that just comes from the energy of maybe the teachers. I don't even know how you would foster that, like all of the kids feeling like that, because again, you can't teach that, but I feel like it's an energy in the studio, it's an energy of the teachers. They're just, I don't know, fostering like this love for dance and love for performance, like genuinely, rather than saying like, you have to look like this, or your face has to be like this the whole time. Like, it's just such a genuine performance aspect, and the whole studio had this, but this girl is absolutely stunning.
We were talking about passion and performance quality, and you already mentioned about North Shore, but one of our MCs, actually one of our directors, wrote this one down from North Shore, Act 301, What About Love? They were in these beautiful red costumes, flowy moment, and what Nate doesn't like, but
Typically,
but it works. I don't know how they convey this to their dancers when they're choreographing, but the passion that they bring while they're dancing reels you in. I only watched like the first 30 seconds of the dance and I was already in. I was like, oh, let me finish this dance, you know? Like when they walk out on stage and you see that performance quality right off the bat, you're sucked in for the whole thing and you're like, man, can you keep going? Like, it's done? What do you mean? So I don't know how they teach that there, because that's something I feel like you can't really teach. And maybe they just love dance so much that that's every single performance for them. But I remember seeing them at nationals last season and I was like, yeah, I like them a lot. So it's exciting to see them at regionals too. I wish I could work a Long Island show just so that I could see them, because every year they bring it. And shout out to St. John's because they got a new backdrop and it looks great.
Okay, my next one comes from Sophistication Dance Company, and it's called Are You Ready for a Miracle? This dance was just so cute. I don't know, it just wasn't what I expected. I saw like jazz and it said, Are you ready? And that's all I saw. And I was like, oh, this is going to be like a, go, you know, like,
are you ready for this?
Yeah.
No,
and
like
they
Instagram.
come out in like these church dresses. And I was like, oh, work. And they had these little like cute hair pieces and they were like dancing with their dress the whole time. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. Like they were just so like happy. They had so much energy. And I feel like I was like almost like transported. It felt like a decade piece, you know, like it was just a really great performance. I just really enjoyed it. I felt like I was like transported in time, and it felt like almost something you would see like in like a Broadway show that's like set in a certain time period, you know, like a Hairspray moment or something with the big fluffy dresses and like they're dancing with it and they're using their dress, and like it was just so good. I don't know. I just had so much fun watching it, and it like stuck in my brain because I was like, that was so cute and so fun. Yeah, I just loved it. It wasn't what I expected, so it caught me off guard. And yeah, I feel like I don't see pieces like that very often. It's normally like very jazzy, and that was like jazz but like more classical stylized almost. Yeah, it was really tight. I loved it.
I'm gonna cover Car Hot Springs. I was scrolling through and I kept seeing Rock City Dance Center. So you guys must have been killing it. I took a chance and went to go look at the Super Line because it's still early in the season. You never know what you're gonna get, and I'm so mad that I can't see this in person because I know that this would have been the one routine where you're like watching so enthralled with it. So first of all, what got me is the two main dancers that played Roxy and the other character absolutely killed it, but they were all in heels and their turns were on point. So being in heels and turning already, I was impressed. But then their music mix was so good. They didn't only use like the classical Chicago routines. They had like all of these new poppy songs mixed in with it, and it was so like, I loved their mix. They kept the energy the whole time, which that's hard, especially for a super line. It's a long routine, so keeping that same stamina from the beginning to the end is really difficult, especially with all those transitions, making sure it doesn't get too chaotic. So I was really impressed with that, but I just loved, like, there was one part where they brought it into the cell block tango and they had like these two huge red fabrics crossing the stage, and then they had girls like coming up from the back of it, like kind of like peeking through the red, and I thought it was just a cool use of the prop. And then it kind of just like was a good, I don't want to call it an intermission, but it definitely broke up the super line. I feel like sometimes when you're watching a super line, if it gets to that 5-minute mark, sometimes I'm like, okay, We're kind of getting to that point, but I feel
Yeah.
like they were so good at their music mix of making it seem fresh and keeping you engaged as an audience member.
Australia registration is open.
Crikey, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Down under.
I think Australians love when Americans do their accent.
I think so too. And
It's
I
like
think
a
that
big hit. They love it.
and they like doing our accent too.
I've been to Australia after this, but this was before I had. And I had walked in with it was for the staff. It was in Panama City. And some Get the Beat dancers that I knew just from social media, and they knew me from social media, but we had never met in person. I was walking in the lobby with 4 pizzas, 5 pizzas from Domino's mediums.
Wow.
That's important
That
for the
sounds
story.
really good.
And I remember Faith is her name, and she's from Australia, and she's in the lobby. They're checking in at the hotel. Those are the biggest pizzas I've ever seen. And I was like, mediums? It's not like I had some prop pizzas. And I opened them. All the 3 girls went, whoa, those are so big. I thought they're trolling me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wait, I don't
You're
understand.
this is a joke.
Yeah, and I'm like, here, you guys want? Because I knew that we had enough, and I'm like, do you guys want one? And they said, oh no, we would never be able to eat all that. And I'm like, do you guys want a slice? And as they took the slice out, they were oh, that's a big slice. They were going, and I'm telling you, I'm like, what's their deal?
We're
What do you
American.
mean?
In
We're
Australia,
American.
the Domino's pizza normal size was individual size.
Yeah.
That was just the size you got. And I even remember the first time I went to lunch in Australia and they served, it was a little piece of chicken that looked all discolored, but it was actually normal color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just used to fake
White, bleached,
processed.
huge
Yeah.
steroid. Yeah. Hey, the whole country does portion control.
But literally every other country does portion
The
control.
whole world
We're
does.
the only
The whole world
one.
does portion control.
Yeah, but I want to go so bad. And we have the Olivia Newton John Research Foundation out there that is a big partner of DAC. So maybe I'll go someday.
Hey guys,
Life
I'm
is
here
long.
just to see what you guys are doing.
No, we can plan.
Good
something
job.
Cool.
Good job, research people.
No, well, we had a team go there last whenever we had the Australia tour. Our team went and saw.
Yeah, they got some cool DAC stuff too.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hater.
I'm not hating. Okay.
Speaking of DAC, actually, I just wanted to throw out there, March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. So you'll see on our social media pages, we have a dance challenge going on. One of our past hope stories, Stephen Baldwin, passed away in September of last year, and his daughter Corinne has been a huge advocate for DAC. She came from Hermitage Dance Academy, which is a big hope studio, and so we're just honoring him. We're hoping every single month we're going to be coming out with new dance challenges, doing those online fundraisers, and really just spreading awareness. So if you guys are interested in supporting, go ahead and film yourself doing the dance to, it's gonna do the Pink song, Never Gonna Not Dance Again.
Cute.
Very
Which
good.
it's kind of the perfect song for the whole meaning behind it. So if you guys want to support, learn it, tag us, and donate on Instagram. And yeah, we're just excited to keep the DAC support going. We've officially hit $20,000 in Pink Bucket donations so far this season.
Ooh.
So if you're one of those studios who comes to Car and Rainbow and you guys donate in the Pink Buckets, thank you so much. We also have our awards opt-out program as well. So lots of fun DAC stuff going on. And we have more in the works. Wink, wink. Okay, well, as always, we can't wait to see you guys out on the road. Make sure you're following us at Playback Podcast, Car, Rainbow, Ultra, DAC, IDA. We're going to start posting our IDA sponsoring competition nominees. So make sure you guys are following Industry Dance Awards as well to see if you guys are getting featured. And as always, thank you guys for listening. We hope you guys are subscribed on our YouTube channel so that you guys are not just getting those short little clips on Instagram, but you're getting the full experience of Playback Podcast. So make sure you guys are following, and thanks for watching. Bye.